Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are doing a special edition of our daily NBA show right now with Troy West from allplayswin.com. It's Saturday, March 28th, but we're going to preview the NBA card for tonight. We got 5 games on the card. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. Yeah, the NBA oftentimes, really underlooked when these March Madness games are going on. It seems to be the money going into March Madness, so you really can get some value here in the NBA.
Well, we'll see what you have to tell us about the 5 games tonight. There were some leans that I had on the overnight lines, but the lines have moved significantly since then, so I'm not sure if I'm still liking them. The first one I'm thinking about, OKC is off of 2 days of rest, Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're also off of an embarrassing blowout loss to the Spurs, and they're playing Utah, who's off of a back-to-back, so, it is on the road. Utah's a big home underdog, was -4 on the overnight line. Now it's OKC -6, but it's got to set up here for a bounce-back game from OKC, and if so, is 6 points too many to be giving to Utah? I'm not exactly sure. What do you think about maybe OKC -6?
Yeah, I could see it. Utah's always a difficult place to play, and they have been banged up, though. Like you said, Gordon Hayward, he will be back in lineup again, but, he's coming off that injury, so, how many minutes is he playing? Oklahoma City, obviously in a dogfight for that 8th spot, 3-game lead right now. Like you said, I like the fact they're coming off the embarrassment, but always tough to go into Utah at times. Utah's historically beaten some very good teams at home, so could be a tough one, but I could definitely see Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that line is climbing up. I'm not exactly sure. Then I'm also thinking about 2 unders. I'm thinking about the under in Atlanta, Charlotte, and Denver, Portland. Atlanta, Charlotte are both on a back-to-back, and Charlotte, of course, is on a double overtime game last night. The total's kind of low. It's 191 or 191.5, but, we know that Atlanta is basically just playing out the string here. So, they probably won't be trying to ramp it up on offense. Charlotte's got to be tired, but they'll probably give a good effort to try to bounce back from their loss and, keep Atlanta down on offense somehow. So, I'm thinking maybe the under 191.5 might be good in that one. And Denver, Portland, also both on back-to-backs. Both of their games yesterday went under 200, and that's got a high total. I really like the overnight line, which was 209.5. Now it's down to 207 or 207.5. What do you think about those 2 unders, Troy?
Yeah, I could definitely see it in both games. Keaton, and Jeff Teague could possibly be out for Atlanta tonight, looking as if he may be out. So that takes away another scorer out of the lineup for Atlanta. So I think you're onto something with those. I think it's definitely some value in both those.
And then also, interestingly, the Knicks are a 17.5-point underdog at Chicago. The Knicks are on a back-to-back. Bulls rested. The Knicks are easily getting blown out by this kind of margin at this point in the year. What's your take on that line? Do you think there's any reason to look at it, or do you think it's just too crazy and just throw that game out?
Well, it's funny you say that, Pete. Too crazy has been the word that I use every time I see these Knick lines. It's like, my God, they're double-digit underdogs to the Sixers, for God's sakes. And the Bulls are starting to get a little bit healthy. Jimmy Butler's back in the lineup. Noah's looking better. It is in Chicago. I'm not one to take these high lines. It's just way too high for the NBA. Anything can happen. These guys still are professionals, but shit, I'd like to see a stat feed, maybe go do some research. What are the Knicks covering when they're double-digit underdogs? I don't have that answer, but I'll be staying away from this one. Way too many points here.
All right, Troy, before we get to my picks for today's card, is there anything you want to give us as a free pick out of the 5 games tonight?
Pete, I do like one game on this card. I don't necessarily love it, but I do like it. Going to go with Atlanta. Atlanta, only -2.5 right now. That line has jumped from -1. I don't like the fact that Jeff Teague is questionable, but at the same time, Pete, anytime you get Atlanta right around the 2 pick-em line, I think they're a solid bet. They're a great bet to win all year this year, Pete. They've overachieved. I like Atlanta. They've been inconsistent as of late, but I think they get it done tonight against Charlotte.
All right, I hear you, Troy. It's just we're now at the point of the season where we have to, look at what teams are playing for, and the rest of the regular season is basically meaningless for Atlanta, at least as far as playoff seeding is concerned. They're not going to catch Golden State for the best record in the NBA, and aside from that, they're set. So it just makes me nervous. Charlotte is in the thick of a playoff hunt. They're coming off a very disappointing loss, double overtime game. So that had to have taken a lot out of them. But just in terms of motivation here, Atlanta's playing for basically nothing, and Charlotte is playing for their playoff lives as a home underdog. That doesn't make you nervous?
It doesn't, Pete. Atlanta has been extremely inconsistent as of late, so I think going into the playoffs, they'd like to get something rolling. For any reason, they're tanking it or playing without motivation, just the sure fact that they have been inconsistent, and they need to start playing better basketball going into the playoffs. Right now, they're not. I think it's a good opportunity for them to start catching a win. They had a good win the other night. I like them to continue it. get this one done.
All right, Troy. Well, if Atlanta is motivated to win this game, then the 2.5, the small spread, is probably does have some value right now. 2.5 and 3 are the widely available lines. So for the purpose of our record keeping, we can give you Atlanta minus 2.5. And you know what? I will go with the under in Denver, Portland. Right now, it's 207 or 207.5. So I'll take under 207.5. I would rather have gotten the overnight line at 209.5. But what the hell? I'll take 207.5. And as far as the Atlanta Charlotte under, I'll pass on that one. Who knows what's going to happen with that game? Troy, thanks so much for all your thoughts once again, and tell us what your website, allplayswin.com, is all about.
Hey, thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. We're actually coming off a sweep yesterday, 4-0, including some outstanding picks in the March Madness tournament. We hit our NBA play on the card with the Portland Trailblazers, a nice comeback win against Phoenix. But, Pete, we're just rocking right now. We've been outstanding in the tournament. I think we've been pretty solid with you guys on the SBR videos in the tournament. And just come take a look, Pete. Not only are we throwing out winning picks, we're very, very consistent, and we're the best customer service in this industry. It's allplayswin.com.
All right, awesome, Troy. Thanks so much, as always.